Hi, family. This is the third time trying to attempt this recording, and I know it's Mercury in retrograde things, so I'm rolling with the punches. But oh my goddess, oh my god, oh my goddess. The messages are coming in hot today. I decided to hop on here and immediately until uploads were coming through left and right. And so before I forget, before I get into any more messages in these cards, let me just speak to what I was feeling and what I was intuiting. And some of that is, for some of you, it's important to love yourself enough and to value your own interests and to value your unique interests, to value the things that you like, to value your preferences, to value all of the things that make up you, because who cares what other people are thinking? You are into what you are into, and your interests suit you and make you happy. So why are you worried or concerned about other people? So the message is coming out here for all of you people who feel like you need to conform to what other people are into, and that you need to get along because this is what everybody else is doing. And Spirit and divine guidance is saying you are different for a reason, and that it's important to embrace what makes you different. It's important to embrace what sets you aside. It's important to embrace that you are passionate about different things than maybe the folks around you. Okay? You may label yourself as weird, or you like things that maybe other people might find weird, but the message here is it doesn't matter what other people think, and your focus is in the wrong space, in the wrong place, and to turn that back around on yourself and to fully launch yourself into those things, that those quirks and those different things that set you aside, because the people who are your soul family and they're looking for you in the same way that you're looking for them, and you'll attract one another because of your authenticity. It's your authenticity to yourself and to your path and to your uniqueness and to your passions that will attract the right people in your life. Wow. Yes, that needed to come through. So go on ahead and pursue the interests that you feel like you may be judged for, and do it wholeheartedly, because whose life are you trying to live anyway? That's a word. Confusion is something that's coming up right now. Confusion. Perhaps right now it's too chaotic. There's chaos, and it's important to quiet the chaos in order to hear the truth, in order to hear the truth of your inner being. You have to shut down the noise. And you shut down the noise by getting real quiet and listening. That's what meditating is, right? So whatever area of your life this is feeling very relevant for right now, it's important that you take the time to get in touch with yourself so that you can make decisions from a place of clarity and not a place of confusion, and also from a space of lack. Rather, you want to make decisions from a space of abundance instead of a space of lack, right? So quiet down the noise in your mind and clarity will come. So that's one message. Another message is, for some of you, you were connected to some individuals that are no longer serving your path. They're no longer serving you and where your timeline is taking you. And so with the cords that are connecting you to these people, those need to be cut. For somebody in particular, it's one individual that you're connected to that is really draining your energy, and you feel it. You feel exhausted every time you're around this person, or when you leave, you feel your energy is light or is lighter when you're in your own space. And so it's important for you to connect to that, connect to how your body is feeling in the presence of this individual, and do what you need to do. You know what you need to do. If there was somebody who popped up in mind as soon as I mentioned this cord and this connection to this person, trust that. For some of you, it would help to banish this person's energy from your field and to declare the cords cut. And then notice if there's a part of you that does not want those cords cut. And that's the part of you that you were to work with, to understand why it is that you were holding on to a connection that is no longer worth your time, energy, etc. There's also an energy here of being connected to group. So it's like a group energy, whether it is your family, whether it is your culture, whether it's a group of friends, whether it's your co-working work environment, whether it's your nationality, what it is, there's a group that you're connected to, and there's some unhealthy cords attaching you to this group, and it's important to break these. It's almost like you're in group think almost. There are certain programs or ideals that have been embedded into your consciousness based on your affiliation with this group, and it's important for you to cut them ties. And it doesn't mean you have to no longer be a part of this group, but for some it actually will mean that, but for others it may mean you just take space or distance, or even more, it might just mean that you need to find clarity around who you are as an individual, and also remove yourself from the ideals of this group because they do not flow with where your consciousness is flowing at this time. And this would also go along with the contemplation card that's asking you to get in touch with your own truth, right? So it could be also I don't know why political party is coming to mind, but it could also be something like that too. It could be anything that any group setting or any group that you're affiliated with where those ideals no longer serve the path that you're on. And it's time for you to actually honor what it is that is true for you and what is true to your soul, and relieve yourself of the weight of being connected to this group. Wow. Yeah. And it could be religion. It could be political party again, like I said. It could be anything. So be mindful, and as you grow, know that you may outgrow groups, you may outgrow friends, you may outgrow belief systems, you may outgrow emotions, you'll outgrow a lot of things on this path, on this journey, and it's for your highest good. So now for some of you, there are a few different messages coming up here as we dive deeper into the tarot cards. something about childhood is coming up right now to be discussed, to be looked at, to be judged, to be taken apart so that you can, to be dissected so that you can understand, so that you can understand yourself, so that you can understand your childhood, so that you can understand your past, so that you can understand relationships, so that you can understand, yeah, yourself. You see how all of this comes back to contemplation time every time. I imagine that's what it's going to be like for the rest of the reading. Again, home is indicated here with the Four of Wands. Groups and communities indicated here with the Three of Cups. So, let's get clarity here. What is happening? There's a lot of things moving in the ethereal field. What? There are a lot of energies being moved around and connected to your root chakra, connected to your stability of yourself, connected to your inner life, connected to your childhood. It's kind of like you're, okay, this is also nostalgia connected to your childhood. Some of you are nostalgic. You're feeling nostalgic. There are things that you're missing from your childhood that you feel you don't have now. Things you're longing for, things that you've longed for since your childhood. And maybe things that you desired as a child that you no longer desire now in your adult life. Okay. This is unfolding, the story's unfolding. Because some of these things, you felt like you wanted them in your childhood, and then you've come to mature and grow in some way, and you realize, those were just from your child's mind. You didn't really have a deep connection to those, but it wasn't what you were super passionate about. That wasn't going to be the path for you long term. But there's also this message that's lingering here around some of you being nostalgic and living in your past and the good old times and how good it was back then, that it's preventing you from moving forward. It's preventing you from catching the new blessings that are pouring in, that are wanting to pour through to you. Because all you're focused on is the past. So let it go. Some of you are releasing judgment about things that you did in your past that you were not proud of. And you're finding the strength within yourself to honor and to acknowledge that you were ignorant and you moved from a space of ignorance. But that doesn't have to define who you are today. It doesn't have to define who you are right now. Perhaps you moved from places of insecurity and lack of self-confidence, lack of self-love, lack of self-compassion. And so you projected this outwardly towards those around you in your environment. And it was like you were a part of a group and you fucked up the energy in the group because you came with your ignorance, and your ignorance created chaos. And I'm laughing because the energy is high and strong. So we're getting closer to truth the further we're going along. Did I just rhyme? I didn't even mean to. And so this chaos energy that you sowed, it's like you're reaping a lot of it. The the fruit from that. And you've come to a point where you're like, dang, I fucked up. But somehow you know, and blessings to this knowing that there is grace and that there is forgiveness and that you can right your wrongs. You cannot change the past, but you can absolutely right the wrongs in a way that will feel balanced and fair for all. There's this energy of you know the answers and you know what you want and you know the moves that you need to make. You already know what's going to go the long way in terms of what's going to be fruitful for you long term. And it goes back to being yourself and not being inauthentic to you. Authenticity is what's going to take you the long way. And it takes a lot of courage, it takes a lot of strength, it takes a lot of self-love to be authentic. Because being authentic is going to invite people who agree with you, but it's also going to invite people who disagree with you too. And your boundaries have to be stronger than people-pleasing tendencies you may have, where you fold on your on your authenticity. Do not fold on your authenticity. Again, we end with a hermit here, which is mirroring this contemplation time. It's really underlining this contemplation time because the hermit is all about taking that time to winter. It's winter mode for you. You're hibernating. You're going within. You're searching for clarity within. You realize that the outside world doesn't have the answers for you, and so you're going to go internally to seek for them and to allow them to arise, really. And that's what the meditation is here for. That's what the stillness is here for. That's what taking the time to sit still and be is good for. Okay. Yeah, there's chaotic energy here that's wanting to be settled. There's stability wanting to arise. There's inner strength wanting to come through. Resilience of soul that's wanting to come through. There's almost going back to the group energy, it's almost like there was too much chaos with this group that you got lost in the sauce. And so now it's important to remove yourself from this group energy to really become aware of yourself and to become aware of who you are apart from this group. Ooh, yes. I feel like we're getting to the crux, to the meat of this reading. Is you've been so conditioned to be in this sort of groupthink energy that you've lost sight of how to even think for yourself and to how to value and favor and follow your own guide and what your own interests and passions and where those lie. It's kind of the energy of like, you don't have to like this because all of these people like it. You can say, nah, it's for them, but I'm on this wavelength, right? And you don't have to be on what everybody else is on, because what everybody else is on might not be what you're meant to be on in your path and in your journey. So there's a level of taking this time to see clearly so that you can put more respect on your path, so that you can put more trust in your path, so you can put more faith in your path, so you can release this energy of my path needs to look like somebody else's that I've seen because XYZ, and accepting that your path is looking like it's looking because it's curated. It was created specifically for you, with you in mind. Your path is perfect for you. Okay? So that's what's coming through. Thank you for receiving this word at this time. Iamnyakuiy. I'm so grateful for your presence here. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, talk to me, and I'll be here again soon. I love you.